I'm here with Peter, my old boss. When I started here about 25 years ago, or no, it was 29 years ago, I think. Just after the BBC micros. And
29 years.
we're talking about how similar it is now. There's a really exciting time in IT with new smaller computers that are cheaper and more accessible. Peter's going to just talk about what he's been doing with Raspberry Pi and decentralised computing. So, Peter.
Right.
So,
well,
you
let
said you
me
got
think.
one,
Yeah, I'm going to be interviewed by Abdul.
So you have one. What is it? Is it one?
Yes, this is a distributed processing system for digital lighting, and so we've got one Raspberry Pi has the database on it, which is Mysql, and with PHP programs running on that. Then there's another which is the C++ control program, and that directly controls the DMX signals, which are the digital signals that go out to all the lights. Does that make sense?
It does,
to all the LED lights. Very efficient. Then we've got a third one which controls, that takes, we've got electric blinds and things in the system as well. So that does all the sort of interface to blinds and to PIR motion detectors, which feedback. And each one of them is separate, but they're all on the internal network. And then we have a fourth one which I'm playing with at the moment because we want to introduce manual switches as well, so that it's cheaper, because the basic system at the moment relies on having little 7-inch screens which are on Android. And so the Android screens, if you're trying to control your lights, you'll be controlling your little Android screens, but all the way through the Android, it'll be doing AJAX calls to PHP programs on the database. Those calls will trigger signals which will go to the control machine with the C++, which will control the lights. And it's I can't believe how fast the system is. So you just sort of, if you want to turn the lights off, you'll just swipe the screen sideways, for example. And that, if you think of everything it's doing, that calls a PHP program on the database machine. That looks through the database to see which lights are associated with that room, which have been set as the primary lights. It then converts that to the codes which need to be put into a reading part of the database, and then it signals by sending a 3.3 volt signal to the control machine, and the control machine then takes that interrupt, applies SQL to see what you've done, and then takes all those commands and adjusts the lights, and it's absolutely instant.
Did you get feedback?
You get a feedback. Like, for example, one of the things you can do is you can set digital codes rather than just sort of 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3, 4. They'll each set different lighting effects. But equally, you can have a little digital keypad and you can type a code. So, like, I've got a code for my age, so I type in 196, and I've set that code to do a particular set of coloured lighting effects and set the blinds and things like that. But what was the question?
It's a bit like the Internet of Things, isn't it? You've got home automation done with Raspberry Pi, distributed.
iPad works the same way. 3 fingers, 2 fingers. It
was just fascinating that it's like the Internet of Things. It's distributed computing with little Raspberry Pis, one doing the database, one doing the controls and stuff like that, and then controlling your home. It's quite amazing. Thanks, Pete.
Which you can control from your